Recording. What's up, Eagles fans? Welcome to G-Man Live. Coming to you live from Philly. Now, everybody out there that looked at the line saw a 5-point Cowboy favorite in Dallas for this game. Now, this game is not on yet. It's 8:02 Sunday night. Now, if you watched Erock, otherwise known as E-Moron, has no clue as to how this is going to go. But that's why you tune into my station, because I give it to you straight. He's a homer and doesn't know squat. So let me break it down. This is very easy, okay? Break it down by quarterback position, and here's why you will see the Eagles will not win this game. Unfortunately, it doesn't make a difference how you feel about it, but the fact of the matter is, this is what happens in the NFL. So, and by the way, 4th and John sucks, okay? That's the dumbest fucking name ever made, okay? Anyone that decides they have a good following, but then they're dumb enough to go ahead and have something called 4th and John, stupid. Moron, okay? He should go back to the days when he used to just say, he's fucking average. He's fucking average, wearing his hat backwards. Fine, but does he know anything about football? No. And that's because he doesn't watch college ball. He doesn't know what the conferences are. He doesn't talk to you guys about that stuff. He gives you nothing except for a guy who sits there and videotapes outside the link trying to say, this is, fun, and we're going to make jokes and talk about Donald Trump. And by the way, Erock, you're a fucking moron, because when Trump does win, I'm going to dog your page as soon as he does win. So don't get involved in politics, because you don't know shit about it, all right? And you don't know shit about football either, really. So, hey, good luck, and stick to the DJ thing. That's what you're good at. Now, when it comes to this game, okay, the Cowboys rule the Eagles on almost every part of this game. They have the best running back in the NFL. If you don't see that, you're a moron or a homer, okay? They have the best offensive line in the NFL. If you don't see that, you're a moron or a homer, okay? They have the best quarterback in the NFC and the best rookie quarterback in the game. If you don't see that, you're a moron or a homer. You kind of catching the theme here a little bit. So, Dak Prescott has been everything as advertised. No question about that. None. Everything you see that he does is because he is fundamentally sound. He was in the SEC. He played against the big boys, everybody from Tennessee to Florida to Alabama to Ole Miss, Auburn, all the big boys. And who did Carson Wentz play against? A bunch of buffaloes up in North Dakota. So, big difference. Now, I'm not saying Wentz is not good, because Wentz is good. But is Wentz as good as Dak Prescott? Nope. Is the game now a read option game? Yes. And so who is better to fit the read option system? Dak or Carson? Easy answer. Dak. Those of you who want it to be Wentz, hey, you know what? I want the Flyers to win a Stanley Cup, and that didn't happen, okay? So, hey, tough shit. When you go to offensive lines, Cowboys win that one hands down. No need to even discuss that. Like I said, quarterback, Cowboys. Running back, Cowboys. Offensive line, Cowboys. Receivers, Cole Beasley and Des Bryant, Cowboys. Now, guys, are you listening to what I'm saying here? Are you picking up what I'm saying here? Are you paying attention? Okay? You've lost every single position in the offense. Not good, all right? Unless your name is Erock and he thinks that somehow, they stand a chance. Wrong, okay? The smart money is on the Cowboys. So the wise man looks at this and says, Cowboys win. The fool looks at this and says, well, we've won there the last 3 years. Okay, those 3 years mean nothing. There's a new year. Therefore, those 3 years mean squat. There you go. That's Erock logic. Don't do Erock logic. because then you'll be an idiot. So, on top of that, when we go to the defensive side of the ball, Cowboys have very, very underrated coverage in their secondary. They're good. They'll pick you off. And Wentz has now shown a ability to be picked off. And he will be picked off in this game. Why? Because the Cowboys have tape on him. You ever notice how, like, as the season's gone on, teams have gotten tape on him? He's got 3 interceptions to Dak's 1 interception. And everybody out there that wants to go ahead and say that's all because of the offensive line, let me tell you something. Dak didn't have an offensive line when he was at Mississippi State. Dak didn't have great receivers at Mississippi State. You know what? How good does Dak look right now? Right? End of story. So, linebackers, Dallas. Why? Because Sean Lee is an all-pro and is the man. And whenever you line up against Sean Lee, he will stop you passing. He will stop you running. He is great at reading and reacting. He's fast. And as long as he doesn't get his brain knocked into next week because of last week, he'll be right on schedule for this week against us in about a half hour. So, all the pundits and the morons and the idiots and the people that want to just tell you what you want to hear, otherwise known as Erock, Philadelphia, those guys, yeah, just ignore them, okay? Morons all. When it comes to your defensive front for the Cowboys, they're, they're average. They're not, I wouldn't say that you got to worry about them all that much. However, having said that, if you're behind, they'll blitz. And believe me, we're going to be behind because the Cowboys are going to open up this game and they're going to score on the first possession, all right? The Eagles have become a very easy team to figure it out. Not to mention you throw in the lack of Benny Logan in there to stop the run. And believe me, all you guys are going to see is the back of Zeke Elliott's ass probably 90% of the game. So get used to looking at that because that's what you're going to see. All right. And if you don't see the back of that, then you're going to see the back of Dak Prescott's jersey as he throws the ball 25, 30 yards down the field while Cole Beasley catches it and runs out of bounds. Why is that? Because the Cowboys really should be 6-0. The only reason why they're not 6-0 is because on the last play of the game, some moron on the Cowboys decided to make a left instead of making a right. He would have gone out of bounds, and then they would have kicked the field goal and won the game. So let's look at the Cowboys versus Giants in how things have gone since that game. Cowboys have gone up, haven't lost a game since. Giants have gone down, and that is why your humble correspondent is picking the Cowboys to go to the bowl. There is no team in the NFC that is as strong as the Cowboys. No one. They have been picking well and drafting well for the past 6 years. Now they get to bear the fruit of their labor. And what have the Eagles done? Nelson Aguilar, Jordan Matthews, bust. Marcus Smith, bust. Brandon Graham, you could probably find a guy like him on the street. Yeah, so there you go. And without Benny Logan, you got nobody stop the run. So it's going to be like nightmare in Dallas. It's a good thing this game is played on Halloween, by the way, because you should be scared because when your team comes out and their team comes out, their team is the one wearing the ghoulish, scary jersey. Your team is coming out and like praying for a miracle. So, that's just the way that it looks from here. By the way, Eagles on the road this season, brutal. All right. Other than the Bears game, throw that out because the Bears suck. The Eagles can't get it done if like Unitas was their quarterback. So it doesn't make a difference. And for all you millennials out there, he was a good quarterback long before you were born. So that's pretty much how it looks here from the catbird seat. I don't necessarily see any way that the Eagles win this game. None. Short of like Dak and Zeke getting injured on the same play. Or, the lights go out in the stadium or something like that. Otherwise, look for this game to be a blowout. I'm talking 37-17 blowout. So, this is not meant to be, a ball buster, and I'm not trying to be, a non-Eagles fan because I am, but I'm also a realist. And that is why I call it as I see it. So there is nobody on this Eagles team that can match up against that Cowboy team because we have not drafted like they have drafted. Okay, our receivers are brutal compared to what they got on the other side. Our running backs are nowhere near as good as their running backs. Our quarterbacks are not even in the same ballpark as our quarterbacks are not even in the same ballpark as their quarterbacks. Their secondary is better than our secondary. Okay, our secondary is brutal. And now you have a guy that's injured in Brooks, so it's even more brutal. So, how do you guys see a win? I don't know. All right. Are you listening? Anybody listening? Okay. Stop listening to Fourth and John, whatever the fuck he wants to act. I mean, that's like the dumbest thing on the planet. You go to any other city, Boston, New York, anywhere else, any other winning city, okay? They look at that and they're like, moron. And Erock's response would probably be, well, this is uniquely Philadelphian. No, it's uniquely stupid, okay? He's just trying to piggyback off of the comment that was made in the movie Creed. So, in any event, you know what you're going to find in this game? You're going to find a lot of 4th and 15s and 4th and 8s and punting situations. That's what you're going to find. So, this is not the game that the Eagles win. They did beat Minnesota, but they didn't exactly beat them handily. Minnesota kind of beat themselves, actually, with all the turnovers. Dallas will not beat themselves. This will be a blowout beyond, 2 or 3 possessions. So, just like they say, voting matters. Well, guess what? Draft picks matter. Being able to pick in a draft matters. And the Cowboys have done it better than any team in the NFL for the last 6 to 7 seasons. So, get ready to see a lot of Dak and a lot of Zeke because they're young. And you're going to see them for 10 years plus. By the way, when the Cowboys get to the Super Bowl this year, you guys can all chime in and tell me what you think about that. And who will they play? New England. And we will get to that in next week's video. So, with that, I will leave you as I always do. Feel free to comment as you see fit. Adios.